Meme coins put Solana in the spotlight in 2024, and it rallied to a new all-time high. However, something major is happening with Solana today that you need to pay attention to. At some stage, Pump Fun accounted for 70% of all new token launches, and it also handled 56% of all transactions on Solana. However, Pump Fun seems to be dead, meme coins are on the way out, something we don't regret at Altcoin Buzz. We're strong believers in utility, but where does that leave Solana and its sole token? How is the network faring right now, and what does the future bring for Solana? Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, Altcoin Buzz.io, and as always, not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. As already mentioned, last year, Pump Fun accounted for over 70% of all new token launches on Solana. Add to this the 56% of all transactions, that's a massive influence. It really dominated Solana's rise last year, and it catapulted into the top 10 measured by market cap. However, all good things come to an end. Well, good is relative here. Nonetheless, Pump Fun tanked heavily in revenue since the start of this year. On the 25th of January, there was still $15.38 million in revenue, and during February, this tanked by 92%. The main culprit was the Libra meme coin by the Argentine president Javier Milei. Some would add the Trump and Melania meme coins here as well. Furthermore, besides revenue, token launches are also down, so the sentiment shifted, and what generated $400 million in revenue last year is no longer. So what's going to replace this, and what other trends can we expect during this year for Solana? At the forefront are the Solana ETFs. The SEC acknowledged Fidelity's Solana ETF application today, which is a positive sign. It shows a shift in policy at the SEC, with Paul Atkins becoming the new chair. It's expected that the SEC will approve the Solana ETFs, and among others, Franklin Templeton, Grayscale, and Vanek also filed for Solana ETFs. Now, this doesn't mean that the ETFs will get approved. However, it starts a countdown, during which the SEC needs to approve or decline a filing. Now, the Bitcoin ETFs are going strong. However, the Ethereum ETFs are underperforming. I'm curious to see how other crypto ETFs will fare. In a general sense, it's great to see crypto ETFs. However, I have my doubts on how effective they will be besides the Bitcoin ETFs. There's also the FireDancer new consensus mechanism in the making. This should launch later this year, but there's no fixed date yet. This should make Solana more decentralized and also reduces the chances of major outages. This used to be a weak point of Solana. However, the last outage was in February 2024. FireDancer should improve scalability and stability. It's currently undergoing extensive testing on its Dancer testnet. It's currently managing 1 million transactions per second. More positive news is that many devs and projects are moving from Ethereum and its Layer 2s to Solana. The Ethereum Layer 2's problem is transactions per second. Ethereum Layer 2s can reach around 100 transactions per second, and chains like Solana and Sui are much better to provide higher and faster throughput. And during the Libra meme coin launch, Solana got battle tested. It creaked, but it didn't crack, and managed to handle all transactions. There's also a downside for Solana. First thing that comes to mind is a massive token unlock. Yesterday, the SOL price was still $130, and today it's around $117. It even touched $112, and the reason is that $200 million worth of SOL unlocks today. There are 4 accounts that staked a total of $37.7 million of SOL in April 2021. However, they're up 5.5x as of today, so it's highly likely that there will be some profit taking. As a result, many whales sold their SOL after they unstaked. Here are 4 accounts that sold for around $46 million. On the other hand, Marty Party reasons that there's $6 billion of trading volume for SOL on Binance, hence he thinks that this unlock won't make a difference. We also have Ali on X, and he seems to indicate that SOL might take a plunge. According to him, Solana's trendline is getting tested too much and too often. This weakens the trendline and leads to a break. Another dark horse could be Cardano's Midnight. This is all about privacy and could lure developers and projects to Cardano, and it's currently in its testnet phase. Then there's also Sui, sometimes referred to as the Ethereum and or Solana killer. Although I'm not a big fan of the killer narrative, Sui is a strong player. It could claim ground from both Ethereum and Solana. However, I believe more in cooperation. We see this, for example, by the integration of Sui in the Phantom wallet. So what do you guys make of Solana? Is it at a breaking point, or will it lead the next leg up again? Let me know in the comments down below, and also make sure to join us in our discussions on Discord and X.